friends, I hope you have seen the first video of our, that is the syllabus introduction. After that we have to start the actual topic, that is modern approach to chemical industry.
Today we will start the basic introduction to our modern approach to chemical industry. In that modern approach to chemical industry, first of all we will see what is meant by chemical industry, then what are its basic requirements and what should be the precautions should be taken while developing a chemical industry. First we will see what is meant by chemistry. Chemistry is the branch of science which deals with the study of interaction of matter. And this chemical industry, for the development of chemical industry, this chemistry is very useful. Chemistry is considered as a backbone of chemical industry. Now, what is meant by chemical industry? This chemical industry is nothing but it is a manufacturing of products from raw materials through chemical or physical change along with formation of some side product.
And these chemical industries provides us many valuable products without which our life would be difficult. Examples are that drug, that is without medicines we cannot live. Again sugar, fiber, plastic, soaps, detergent, cosmetics, dyes, then paints as well as food industry. These all are the chemical industry. Now next we have to see the basic requirements of chemical industry. What are the basic requirements? In the basic requirements, according to this general introduction, the basic requirements is the first, it is a chemical production. What is chemical production? That we will see. This chemical production is nothing but first we have to consider any product formation, that is called as any chemical process in order to generate chemical product. That process it is called as a chemical production. And this chemical production, for this formation of chemical production, there are 5 basic requirements. And what are that 5 requirements? First is raw material, then second is unit process. We will see it one by one. First we will see the basic requirements, then unit operation, then QC, that is quality control. Next is process control, and the last is pollution control. These are the 6 basic requirements for the chemical production. And what are that? Raw material, then unit process, unit operation, QC, that is quality control, process control, and pollution control. We will see in detail, that is the first, raw material. What is raw material? Raw material is nothing but unprocessed chemical or substance. Means a substance or the chemical which is under certain process gets converted into any product, that is through any chemical or physical change, that is called as a raw material. That is this A when converted into B. Before conversion into B, this A it is called as a raw material. That is unprocessed material, it is called as a raw material, and this B it is called as the actual product. And these raw materials can be naturally occurring or this can be artificially prepared. What is that artificially prepared? That any end product of any chemical industry can be the raw material for the another industry, and hence it is considered as a artificially made or man-made raw material. We will see in detail that is naturally occurring raw materials. Okay, in the that is a first, that is naturally occurring raw material. In the naturally occurring raw material, we have to see the different materials. That is, first is carbon compounds. Can anybody that is think that what will be the naturally occurring source of carbon compound? These carbon compounds, these are obtained from the coal, then vegetables, then animal waste, minerals, etc. And where these are used? These are generally useful for the production of different compounds like ammonia, benzene, phenol, and these ammonia, benzene, phenol, these are the raw materials for the different chemical industry, and that is the first called as a carbon compound. The second raw material, it is a hydrogen. What will be the source for the hydrogen? This hydrogen, it is produced from mainly water, that is a H2O, and this water as well as natural gas and mainly it is useful for in the chemical reactions. Which chemical reaction in which this hydrogen is generally used? That is called as a hydrogenation or reduction reaction. What is reduction reaction? That is addition of hydrogen. It is called as a reduction reaction. When benzene on reduction, it gives a cyclohexane. That is, there is a use of hydrogen. That is the third raw material. And next that there is a nitrogen and oxygen, that is a raw material. Nitrogen and oxygen. From where these nitrogen and oxygens are prepared? These are obtained from the these are obtained from the air. That is, air is a very rich source of nitrogen and oxygen, and this nitrogen and oxygen which are obtained, these are used in different chemical industries. These are specifically used in the organic industries. Next to that, it is chlorine. That is, what is the chemical formula? That is a Cl2 and chlorine and NaOH. What is NaOH? NaOH is called as a sodium hydroxide. These are obtained from the sodium chloride. That is, what is the source for the chlorine and NaOH? That is a sodium chloride. And this sodium chloride, it is a rich source of seawater. Means it is again naturally occurring. That is a chlorine, NaOH, which are prepared from NaCl, that is sodium chloride, and that sodium chloride, it is a rich source of sea water. Next to that, again naturally occurring raw material is sulfur, then phosphorus, fluorine and inorganic compound. What will be the source of these all materials? These are obtained from the mineral deposits. These are naturally occurring. That is called as a mineral deposits. Then, and these are again useful for the different inorganic industries. These all are the naturally occurring raw materials, and this, that is a B part, is that is a artificially occurring raw material. And these artificially occurring raw materials, one concept in this chemical industry is that any end product of one industry can be the raw material for another industry. Means if any industry it is producing, that is groundnut oil, that is that is the end product of that industry, and in another industry that groundnut oil, it is the raw material. Means that particular industry will take the groundnut oil from the another industry, and that is called as a artificially occurring raw material. In that, the first raw material that is artificially occurring sodium chloride. This sodium chloride, that is it is an end product of one industry, and this sodium chloride will be useful for which industries? It is specifically useful for making soda ash. What is soda ash? It is nothing but sodium carbonate, Na2CO3. Again, sodium hydroxide, that is NaOH. NaCl, it is useful for the production of soda ash, that is sodium carbonate and sodium hydroxide. Then second is caustic soda. What is caustic soda? What is the molecular formula? It is nothing but NaOH. This NaOH, it is the basic raw material for the production of soaps and detergent. How the soaps and detergents are produced? When fatty acids reacted with sodium hydroxides, that is sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide, there is a formation of soaps and detergent. These are called as a sodium or potassium salts of fatty acid, these soaps and detergents. Then next to that is molasses. What is molasses? Molasses, it is a byproduct of sugar industry, and it is useful in the production of alcohol, that is it is useful in the fermentation industry. Next is, that is a benzene. Now for this benzene it is produced from the petroleum refineries, and this benzene, it is useful for the production of nitrobenzene. Then TNT. What is TNT? TNT is nothing but trinitrotoluene, which is used as an explosive. Again, this benzene, it is also useful for the production of phenol, and from that phenol we can again prepare the picric acid, that is a 2,4,6 trinitrophenol. It is again one of the explosive. Then aniline, then styrene. All these molecules, these are containing a benzene moiety. Styrene is nothing but that is a structure having benzene with alkene substituent. Aniline, it is a simple structure having benzene with NH2. Then TNT, TNT is nothing but 2,4,6 trinitrotoluene. Toluene is nothing but methyl benzene, and when these NO2 groups are present at 2, 4 and 6 position, that is called as a TNT. Phenol, it is a simple structure, that is hydroxybenzene. Means this benzene can be converted into this number of compounds, and these are useful products in the organic industries. Then next to that is petroleum fractions. There are different fractions which are obtained in the petroleum refineries depending upon its boiling point, and these fractions are collected, and these fractions are useful in the production of polymer, then plastic and fiber. Then last is naphthalene. Where this naphthalene is used? This naphthalene is specifically useful in the preparation of polyester, then dyes, drugs, etc. This is all about the, that is a raw material. That basically these raw materials are of two types: naturally occurring raw materials and artificially occurring raw materials. Naturally occurring raw materials are carbon compound, that is coal and vegetables. These are produced from coal and vegetables. Then hydrogen, which is obtained from water, natural gas, and it is useful in the hydrogenation or reduction reaction. Next is nitrogen and oxygen, which are produced from air, that is a rich source of nitrogen and oxygen, and it is useful for number of chemical reaction. Then chlorine, and sodium hydroxide. These are produced from the sodium chloride, that is from the seawater. Next raw material is next to that is sulfur, phosphorus, fluorine and inorganic material. These all are obtained from the mineral deposit. And the second main part of that raw material is artificially prepared raw material or artificially occurring raw material. In that particularly, that end product of one industry can be the raw material for another industry. In the same way, these all are the end products of one of the industry and these are useful for the different industries. In that first was that is sodium chloride, and this is useful for the production of soda ash, that is sodium carbonate and sodium hydroxide. Then caustic soda, that is sodium hydroxide, and which is useful in the preparation of soaps and detergent, that we have already discussed. Then molasses. This molasses is nothing but that is a byproduct of sugar industry, that is these are produced from the sugar cane and these are mainly useful in the production of alcohol, that is it is a main product of fermentation industry. Then benzene. Benzene, that is a byproduct of that is a petroleum refinery and these are helpful in the production of number of chemicals like nitrobenzene, then TNT, that is trinitrotoluene, phenol, that is hydroxybenzene, styrene, that is a alkyl benzene, then aniline, that is a benzene having NH2 group. And these all chemicals, these are very useful in the organic industry. Then petroleum fraction. These petroleum fractions, these are collected from the petroleum refineries depending upon its different boiling points. And these fractions, these are having importance in polymer industry, plastic as well as fiber industry. And the last raw material was that is a naphthalene. This naphthalene, it is useful in the production of polyester, dyes and drugs. This is all about the raw materials. Next, in the next lecture, we have to see the unit process and unit operation. Thank you.